Help me hit 7,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. My name is Caleb Rowan, and for a long time, I convinced myself that patience was just another word for love. I thought if I waited a little longer, tried a little harder, softened my tone one more time, maybe things with Marissa Hale would finally feel like the relationship I'd imagined in my head. She had this bright, magnetic energy the day I met her. Laughing too loudly in a coffee shop, scribbling in a notebook covered in stickers, telling me she liked people who didn't take life so seriously. I should have realized then that I was already taking her too seriously. First, it was easy. She'd lean her head on my shoulder during movies, fall asleep mid-sentences, send me voice notes with her soft morning voice saying she missed me. I held on to those early moments like souvenirs. They kept me anchored long after they stopped being real. The shift was gradual, subtle enough that I kept excusing it. Her replies got shorter, her tone sharper. She'd make jokes at my expense in front of friends, then roll her eyes when I asked why. Oh, come on, Caleb. Don't be so dramatic. But the thing is, I wasn't. The night everything crystallized began strangely quietly. We were out with her friends at a rooftop bar, the kind that looks romantic in pictures but feels cold in real life. Marissa was in one of her moods, restless, tapping her nails on the railing, barely acknowledging I was there. Her friend Jonah kept glancing between us like he could feel the tension even over the music. At one point, I reached for her hand. She pulled it back like my touch burned her. "What are you doing?" she said. "Trying to hold your hand," I answered, confused. She sighed loudly, as if I'd asked her to solve something complicated. "God, Caleb, stop being clingy. It's embarrassing." Her friends laughed. Not because they agreed with her, but because they didn't know what else to do. And I stood there, swallowing humiliation like it was my job. Later, when we got outside, I tried again. "Marissa, can we talk? You've been off with me all night." She stopped walking. All the streetlights around us flickered a soft amber, and for a second it felt like the whole world went quiet just to hear whatever she was about to say. She tilted her head, smirked, and delivered the line that split something inside me clean in two. "You're a waste of my time." She said it slowly, like she wanted the words to sink into the deepest part of me. She said it with amusement, like hurting me was entertainment. And for the first time in months, maybe years, something in me went still. Not broken, not angry, just still. Like clarity had finally caught up with me. I looked at her, really looked at her. The impatience in her stance, the boredom in her eyes, the way she waited for me to crumble so she could win whatever twisted game she thought we were playing. Instead, I breathed out once, calm and steady. "Great," I said softly, "because I'm done giving it to you." Her smirk faltered. It wasn't enough to erase it completely. Marissa was too proud for that, but it cracked around the edges in a way I'd never seen before. "What's that supposed to mean?" she asked. "It means exactly what it sounds like," I replied. "You don't value my time, my effort, or me. So from this moment on, you don't get any of it." She laughed. A sharp, brittle sound. "Oh, please. You're not going anywhere, Caleb. You never do." But she was wrong. For the first time, I felt the weight of every moment I'd let slide, every dismissal I'd brushed off, every joke at my expense I'd forgiven too quickly. I realized I'd been negotiating my self-worth in small pieces, trading respect for hope. Not anymore. I turned, started walking toward the street. Behind me, I heard her footsteps. "Caleb, seriously? You're just leaving?" I didn't answer. Silence was the last gift I was willing to give her. As I walked away, something unexpected happened. I didn't feel the familiar ache, the panic, the urge to fix things. I felt light, not happy yet, not free yet, but lighter than I'd felt in a long, long time, because I finally understood something that had taken me far too long to learn. Some people don't break you. You break yourself trying to keep them. And I was done breaking. I expected the next morning to hurt more than it did. I thought I'd wake up missing her, replaying her words, wondering if I'd overreacted. But when I opened my eyes, something felt quiet. Not the heavy, anxious silence I'd gotten used to. This one was clean, almost peaceful, like my mind had finally stopped arguing with my heart. My phone, however, was anything but peaceful. 17 messages from Marissa. For missed calls. 2 voice notes I didn't play. The text started confident, then confused, then irritated. Are you seriously still mad? You made a scene last night. Stop acting like a child. We need to talk. I didn't respond. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I finally realized silence wasn't a weapon, it was a boundary. Around noon, I went out for coffee just to clear my head. The weather was crisp, early autumn, the kind that smells like leaves and distant fireplaces. I sat outside, letting the warmth of the cup settle in my hands. I didn't jump when my phone buzzed. I didn't feel dread. I didn't feel anything linked to her, and that felt like progress. When I got back home, Marissa was waiting near the building entrance. She wasn't smirking this time. Her arms were crossed, foot tapping lightly against the pavement, eyes darting around like she wasn't sure how angry or emotional she wanted to appear. She straightened when she saw me. "There you are," she said. "We need to talk." "No," I answered. "You need to talk. I'm done." She blinked, clearly not expecting that. "Why are you acting like this? One argument and you want to throw everything away." I actually laughed softly without bitterness. "One argument? Marissa, you haven't been present in this relationship for months." She looked offended, which somehow didn't surprise me. "That's not true. You're just sensitive. You always twist things." I shook my head. "There it is again. The same line every time you hurt me. You're sensitive. You're dramatic. You're clingy. You've used those words to win arguments I didn't even want to have." She scoffed. "Wow, so now you're the victim." "No," I said. "Now I'm honest." She unfolded her arms, trying a different tactic. Softness. Her voice dropped. "Caleb, you know I didn't mean what I said last night. I was stressed. I was drinking. I wasn't thinking. But you meant it enough to say it," I replied. "And you enjoyed how much it hurt me." Her lips parted like she wanted to argue, but nothing came out. For the first time, she genuinely looked unsure. I stepped past her toward the door, ready to end the conversation completely. She reached for my arm. "Caleb, wait. We can fix this. Just talk to me." I turned slightly. "Talking is what I begged for, Marissa. Respect was what I hoped for. You gave me neither." Her voice cracked just a little. "So that's it? You're just done?" I nodded. "Yeah, because you told me yourself I was a waste of your time. And I finally believe you." She flinched like I'd hit her, but I didn't add more. I didn't need to. I walked inside and didn't look back. I heard her exhale shakily, maybe holding back tears, maybe just frustrated she couldn't control the situation. Either way, it wasn't my responsibility anymore. For the first time in our entire relationship, I chose myself. That afternoon, I packed a few things for a drive. My jacket, my headphones, a book I'd been too anxious to finish. I spent the day by the river just sitting, breathing, letting the quiet rebuild something inside me that had been worn thin. No grand epiphany, no dramatic moment, just space. And that's when it hit me. Pain doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it creeps in through small moments. Dismissive comments, tired sighs, forgotten efforts. And healing doesn't always roar either. Sometimes it's just the first deep breath in months. The next week, I blocked her number not out of anger, but because I owed myself a clean ending. I knew if she texted again, I'd fall back into those old patterns of explaining myself, defending myself, proving I wasn't the person she painted me as. But I don't need to prove anything now. Not to her. Not to anyone. A few days later, I ran into Jonah, the friend who'd been there at the rooftop bar. He asked how things were and I told him the truth. Surprisingly, he didn't look shocked. "I always wondered why you let her talk to you like that," he admitted quietly. "You're a good guy, Caleb. You deserve someone who talks to you like they actually see you." Maybe that's what I'd been missing all along. Not love, not affection, not attention, but being seen. Really seen. And maybe someday I'll find that with someone else. someone who doesn't smirk when they hurt me, someone who doesn't measure my worth by their moods, someone who knows that time spent with another person is a gift, not a burden. Until then, I'm rebuilding, not rushing, not dating to fill the silence, just choosing myself the way I should have from the beginning. Marissa once told me I was a waste of her time, but the truth is simpler. I was never a waste. I was an investment she never deserved. And walking away was the moment I finally stopped losing.